Folks, trust me when I say I have an amazing new guest for you to get to know. She is somebody I follow on Twitter, and frankly, I believe living life right. But more on that later. Let's welcome Leah. Leah, the trader to the show. How you doing, Leah?
Hi there. I'm great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited
Yeah,
to talk to you.
I think the audience is going to love you. I think the story and kind of where we'll go with this is important. But I think the audience wants to know who you are first. This is the first time on my channel. Probably not a lot of you yet. A lot of my fans follow you on Twitter. Trust me, they will at the end of this. So tell us, who is Leah? Leah the Trader is your handle on Twitter, I believe. And am I saying that right? Is it?
Yes, it's totally easy. Leah the trader. I mean, let's
Okay,
keep
good.
things simple. Yeah.
All right. So what
So,
is your story? What is your history? How'd you get here?
so yeah, I was born in former Czechoslovakia. I moved in the US about 15 years ago from Germany. I grew up in Germany and Switzerland. And yeah, I've been here. I love this country. I think that it has everything I need for my happiness. So I'm a happy immigrant, and I got into trading about 4 years ago. I've been investing for over 10 years, and I'm completely obsessed with the markets. And because I used to work as a marriage counselor and intimacy relationship coach for a decade, I kind of shifted the psychology I know to the money psychology. So that's what I do now. I focus on trading psychology and mindset around money to help people being better investors, traders, and being more successful. And yeah, I absolutely love it, and I trade on daily basis. So that's
Yeah,
in short
we're
story.
gonna get we're gonna get into the psychology of trading in video number 2. I think you have a pinned tweet which everybody should go check out. So we'll dig into that more. I want to
Mhm.
talk about this transition, right? You were I'm gonna call it a marriage counselor.
Yeah,
Forgive me if that's yeah.
that's fine.
That
Yeah.
and now you're what I used to call in my old age a day trader, right? You're trading in and out of positions every day. I'm gonna guess that's not a normal transition for a lot of folks. Um, but I can get why it's all about psychology, right? Because again, I think a lot of this is momentum, and having that kind of as a background. Maybe it makes perfect sense, but it seems like an odd one to me.
Yeah, it's truly, if you think about it, you can learn technical analysis in what, a month? It's not the rocket science. If you really want to go deep, like I did and took the first CMT Association 750 pages book,
Wow.
that you use only 20% of those indicators anyways, but it was great learning for me for 6 months. Sure, it might take you longer, but technical analysis is not that complicated. And then you can learn some basics of macro. Maybe you take a semester on NYU, who knows? But then the psychology, you know how they say history doesn't repeat itself, but the human behavior does. And it's been like that in the market since 17th century, since the rice sticks, when they came up with candlesticks with rice trade. It's always the same. We are like sheep. We will not change our behavior. And that's why the market is designed the way it's designed. And that's why I started trading, and I started looking at my mistakes. And every single one of them I did wasn't because I can't see a moving average. It was because I freaked out, or I was too greedy, or I was too scared,
Right.
And
Right.
as a psychotherapist or someone who worked with human psychology, it's not a big difference from what we do in relationships or marriage and what we do in the markets, you
Wow,
know.
we're gonna dig deep on that in video number 2. The other thing, again, because I've been following you for a little while, it seems like you've gone, my words, not yours, from kind of an investor, meaning you would hold positions for a while, to a day trader, and now you do something called swing trading. I will admit I have no idea what that is. So maybe talk about your investing journey, and then please educate us on what swing trading is, because I have no idea what it is.
So when I started, so I've been investing for 10 years, and that's, you put the money aside, you buy stocks you believe in, you research them, you leave it there. You don't look
Yep.
around, maybe sell some options around the positions. That's easy for me. It's the easier part. It's less stressful. And then I discovered day trading. And I
Right.
was a day trader, and I tried to day trade. I don't do well as a day trader. I say it very often and very open on Twitter.
Yeah.
I suck as a day trader. I maybe take 2-3 day trades a week, and sometimes I lose on all 3 of them. Sometimes I make money on one. It's just the rate there is not as good.
Okay.
And then I realized the problem with a lot of people is they want to start trading, and they think that the only way to make money is day trading, but that's not true. And I've been there. And then I realized, oh, look, you can actually have longer time to be in a trade, which is about, you have to be in on Monday and stay in the trade until Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and plus. That's a
Okay.
swing trade, right? So you stay in the,
Ah.
you have a little bit more room, so you give your stop loss you give yourself much bigger stop loss. In day trading, you're on very small time frame and you have very little margin for error. So if this trade goes against you, it stops you out and then it goes higher, you know. And that's why I like swing trading, because I look at charts that are really ready to break out and I give myself more room for the stop loss. I buy less shares and I hang out in this trade. So it is volatile, it's moving, but it's moving the direction I want. So that's why I always say, trade what makes you comfortable and what is in realm of your personality. I cannot day trade as well. I cannot scalp. I cannot day trade options. I would get a heart attack.
Know thyself, huh?
You know, it works for me, it works for my personality, you know.
Nice. So you would say, so swing trading is kind of like a multi-day event. So are you flat on Friday? Are you out of the market Friday?
No, if there is a momentum, we have a good closing on Friday, and I see that the stock is in great momentum and might continue on Monday, I will stay in. You know, of course you have news, but if you're high up a lot, maybe I take a little partial and I stay in with the rest. The problem with stop loss, it's not gonna get triggered in pre-market or after hours, right? So, but there would have to be like a crazy news over the weekend. Of course, when we're expecting something, I will get out. But if it's a normal market, I will just stay in. Yeah, sometimes even 2 weeks. Yeah, you go with the trend, because that's how you make money. You stay as long as you can.
The trend is your friend, huh? The trend is your friend.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
I get it. I get it. The other thing I'm just curious about when you're looking at this, are you trading in and out around earnings? Are you looking at charts like, I think Palantir reports Monday, I think, if I remember my reading from the weekend?
Yeah.
Are you trading in and out of that? Are you waiting for earnings? What do you like? Stuff
I trade after earnings though. I don't trade before earnings anymore. I have a lot of Palantir, and I'll be honest with you, I sold some 2 weeks ago, which is recorded publicly. I sold about half of my position because I was up 149%.
Yeah, don't be greedy, right? Take some chips off the table.
Exactly. I took half of profits, and now when we had the dip, I bought a little bit back, but just tiny mini bit. And I'm gonna wait. If we dip more, I will buy more, because I think the company is in a nice trend. And yeah, I don't trade the earnings anymore. I used to gamble with that before. What I would do if I have a position that I want to do a collar, which is an option strategy to protect my shares, I might do that, because that usually doesn't cost you much if you strategize. If you do it right, it doesn't cost you almost anything. Ideally, you sell a call and you buy a put and you pay zero. That would be ideal collar. It doesn't work always, but even if I pay a little bit, I'm happy and I can sleep well. But at this point, like Palantir, you know, I've sold half of my position. So even if we tank a lot, I will be just happy to buy it back.
Right. I got you. I got you. Yeah. So when I look about day traders, and again, I've been doing, or I was day trading 25 years ago, whenever that was, it was the .com era. Everybody was doing it, or at least it seemed like everybody was doing it. Yeah. It was a very stressful environment, obviously. And this swing trading it seems to be like, do your homework, make a position, make a bet, set stops, protect yourself. Much better way to sleep at night, it seems like.
For me, yes. I talked to younger day traders in their early 20s. They would die having a swing trade on. So again, it all depends who you are. You know, they said, oh my God, I would get panic attack if I don't close my positions. And for me, it's like, okay, I will get panic attack if I have to scalp options. So again, it all depends on your portfolio, the risk level. And a lot of the young people, they have the day traders I know, they have absolutely no investments because they don't trust the market. They want to have it all in control. And then it also boils down to what money are you working with? You know, like imagine you have millions of dollars and you want to be in a day trade every day with that money and then close at the end. Like that's impossible in my opinion. Like I don't know how you would have to trade. So it's so unique to every individual.
Yeah. And the other thing I watch, again, folks, you need to follow Leah the Trader on Twitter. You're enjoying life. I mean, there's sometimes, I think it was last week, you're like, hey, I had a good week. I'm taking Friday off. My words, not yours, because you're not a trader and, someone enjoying life. You're just, you got one life to live, and kind of talk about that. We'll do more of that in video 3, but let's close on that.
Yes. I just love living my life. I think that what would I do all this work for if I cannot enjoy my life? So I have the role play, how they say it in the US, work hard, play even harder.
Yeah.
I do it. I don't play that hard, but I do fun stuff, You know,
Yes.
I don't mean playing hard, go out, get drunk and wasted. I barely drink, but I love doing things that bring me joy, whatever it may be. So
Well,
that's the balance.
one of the things that you did recently, you've done a couple of rallies, I guess they call them,
Yes.
right?
I've
Rallies. And
been doing rallies since 2009. Before I lived in Germany, as I said, I grew up there before I came to the US. I always had supercars. I had really fast cars. I love driving fast. I love driving in the mountains. I was born in a country that barely had highways, so I would have to drive on snow and ice in crazy conditions with a shift stick. And my grandfather, who he was actually a multiple European champion in racing of motorcycles, so I have it in
Oh,
my
wow.
blood. I have that risk tolerance and speed in my blood. I love it. So yeah, I went to rally in Italy. I went to rally from Virginia, from DC to Nashville with some friends. I
Yeah.
might go to another rally now in November, 2-3 times a year. I do it. It gives me the most amazing relax. It's a time when I actually don't trade as much,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, and I trade almost every day. So I just focus on the speed and the car and the friends in the evening, having some drinks. I love it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what is your favorite, I don't know, luxury supercar? Do you have a favorite luxury car?
I'm gonna buy a McLaren soon,
Okay.
actually. Yeah, I'm looking into McLarens. I wanted McLaren. So GTS was my car of choice for like 7-8 years. I remember when I was in school, I put the poster on my wall. I always did that since I was a kid. And every single car I put on my wall when I was like 12 or 13, I loved cars. I'm a strange girl. I always bought that car, and I bought my SLK when it came out. I was like 12 or 11. I said, my dad, I will buy this car one day. And he just laughed at me. Sure. I bought the car when I was 23. Then I had this GTS when it came out. I wanted to buy Z4 BMW. I wanted to buy. I got it. And now I have this McLaren, which has been in my mind for a long time. So I think this year or early next year, definitely McLaren. I'm looking
Nice.
into the options.
Folks, you got to follow her on Twitter. She's a wonderful follow. She's not only doing great work in the trading and investing, but she's showing one example of how to be happy and enjoy life. How can people follow you? Is Twitter the best, or is there other places to follow you?
I'm on Twitter and Leah the Trader. Then I have a YouTube channel when I'm talking about all sorts of things. It's also Leah the Trader, and I'm on Instagram as well, which is more private. It's more private life, my travels and crazy stuff. And it's leah.d.trader. Be careful with the fakes. There are like a million of them, but I actually have blue check marks, and I'm paying for
Yeah,
Instagram and Twitter just that people don't get scammed, because it's
me
been
too.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, folks, look for the blue check. Thank you very much, Leah. This is a lot of fun. Look forward to topic number 2.